Hello students, welcome to another session of online class. Today we are discussing the second part of the linear transformation what we have discussed in the last class. So our today's objectives are linear transformation as an advanced like rotation matrix Q, reflection matrix H and the projection matrix P. What are they and how they can be formulated generally. Also some problems. So moving into rotation matrix, that is represented as Q, and consider a two-dimensional vector space R2. So in the R2 the bases are first one is 1 0, the only x component and no y component, and E2 is only y component, there is no x component, so 0 1. So there are two bases, E1 and E2. Now if here the length of En, if you find the length is like root of x1 square plus x2 square, that will be root of 1 square plus 0 square will be 1 only. So length is 1, and if it is rotated by the same vector, if it is rotated by an angle theta, then what will happen, we'll see. So here we have GeoGebra. So I have taken two vectors. The first vector is u1 is 1 0 and v1 is 0 1. So I have two vectors. Now I am considering another vector u2. Now if you see here, the projection of u2 on x-axis is at b. So what is the length of this one? The length will be the length of this part, origin to b, will be the projection of this one. It is nothing but u2 cos theta. Now what is the length of u2? As I mentioned, it is the same one length basis is rotated to angle theta, right? So that will be cos theta. So x component is cos theta. Similarly, what is y component? Y component will be opposite by hypotenuse. So sin theta is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. So opposite will be u sin theta. So that C will be u sin theta, B will be u cos theta, u2 cos theta. Since length is 1, you can say that B is cos theta, this is sin theta. So if you consider what is the coordinates of this point, it will be nothing but cos theta comma sin theta, right? And this is the angle theta. Okay, so for this angle theta, the coordinates of rotated vector will be cos theta sin theta. So this is for the first basis for u1. So similarly what we have to do is for u2 also we have to find. So what we have to do is we have to I will enable another one here, v2, which is the rotated version of this one, u1. Now you know that we have to find the coordinates corresponding to this one. The coordinates what we want is first one will be this part and the corresponding here, right? So this will be, this is angle theta, here angle theta, so this is also angle theta. So this part will be 90 minus theta, 90 minus theta, this angle. So this length is the x projection, that will be v2 cos 90 minus theta, that is nothing but sin theta, and this part will be that will be minus sin theta, and here if you consider here, that will be the sine component. So I can say that sin 90 minus theta, that will be cos theta, right? So the coefficients are, x coefficient is minus s and y coefficient is c, cos theta. So these are the coordinates of this point. So if you rotate 1 0, that will be cos and sin. If you rotate 0 1, that will become minus sin and cos, right? Is this clear? So we will move to the slide. So here x coordinate we got cos theta, y coordinate sin theta, and if you transform 1 0 by an angle theta, what you got is cos theta and sin theta. Similarly, if E2 is rotated by E2 is the perpendicular vector, if it is also rotated by theta, then the coordinate x coordinate are cos 90 minus theta, that will be minus sin theta. Y coordinate will be sin 90 minus theta, that will be cos theta. So q theta of E2, the transformation of E2 will be minus sin theta cos theta. Now, as we discussed in the previous classes, if the basis, the transformation of basis are given, we can generate the transformation matrix. So that is nothing but the transformation becomes the column of the transformation matrix. So the cos theta sin theta and minus sin theta cos theta. So this is what? This is the transformation of E1. This is the transformation of E2. So E2 minus sin theta cos theta and transformation. So this makes the general matrix Q theta. Now we will see this one, whether this matrix can rotate by an angle theta for any given vector, right? So we have GeoGebra here. Again we will come back here and I will erase whatever there. Okay, and we'll see what happens. So I'm scrolling up. So I'm taking a general angle theta here, right? So theta is any angle between 0 to 6.28. So this is in radians. So and I am considering U2, which is, as I said, the coefficients are cos theta and sin theta. So that is the rotated one. Similarly, V2 will be coefficients will be minus sin theta and cos theta. So this is the V2 vector. Now if you rotate this one, what you will get is I have the rotation matrix. I have represented it as A cos theta sin theta minus sin theta cos theta. So this is the rotation matrix now. And if I scroll down further and if I multiply a vector, A and B are the general coefficient, any vector I am generating. So U is a vector normally randomly generated. So I will hide these vectors now for the time being. U1, U2, U3, V2 and are not required. So I have generated a vector U. Now I want to rotate it by, I will set the angle theta to 3.14. 3.14 means or 1.7. So it should rotate almost 90 degree, right? So more than 90 degree. So I will consider a vector U and I transform it by A here, as you can see here, A into U. So what I should get is 90 degree almost 90 degree rotated vector. So I can take any general vector and rotate it using the matrix called A. So this is the significance of A. So this is used to rotate if a given matrix, then the general matrix required to rotate any matrix is given as cos theta minus sin theta cos theta. Remember this one. This is the rotation matrix for any angle. In the previous example we have seen it as only for rotating 90 degree previous classes, but in this case we will see for any general angle. Now that is about rotation. So we have seen this one, generating the matrix. Now the properties of, we'll see the properties of A. So Q, right? So Q has the following property. The first one is Q theta has an inverse. So what do you mean by inverse? Q theta inverse will be cos theta minus sin theta cos theta was there. So the we have here, right? So cos theta, cos square theta minus sin square theta. So the determinant will be 1. No? So when the determinant is 1, what we can have is adjoint A divided by determinant A. So what is the adjoint of cos theta? The cos theta has a adjoint of cos theta, and minus sin theta has a sin theta, and sin theta has minus sin theta divided by cos theta. So it has a inverse. Okay, so the determinant is not 0, so it has inverse, and it is given as q minus theta. Why? Because cos of minus theta is cos theta itself, sin of minus theta is minus sin theta, and so if you consider this one, minus sin of minus theta will be plus sin theta, plus sin of minus theta will be minus sin theta, and cos of minus theta will. So this is actually a matrix which is equal to minus theta. So what is it is rotation in reverse direction. So instead of rotating it in theta degree in anti-clockwise direction, if you rotate in the other direction, you have to use the inverse matrix. Now the second property is there is a existence of square of q theta. So if you take the square of this matrix, the q matrix, what will be that? Q theta square will be cos theta minus sin theta cos theta into cos theta minus sin theta cos theta. If you multiply the first row with the first column, that will be cos square theta minus sin square theta, and to this will be this into this will be cos theta minus sin theta cos theta. So minus I am taking 2 times outside, so 2 times sin theta cos theta. This row into first column sin theta cos theta sin theta. So that will be 2 times sin theta cos theta. And if you multiply this row with this column, that will be minus sin square theta plus cos square theta, that is cos square theta minus sin square theta. In trigonometric identity, you have studied that this relation is nothing but cos 2 theta, and 2 sin a cos a will be sin 2a, so minus sin 2 theta, and this is also sin 2 theta cos 2 theta. So if you do q operation, that is rotation operation once and apply the rotation operation again, this is what we have done, right? Rotated and again rotated, it rotates by an angle of 2 theta. So that is the inference from this one. So it is called a q theta rotating 2 times. And the third property is that the product of q theta, the rotation by theta angle, and q phi, another rotation by phi angle. So if they are done together, so first it is rotated by theta angle, then it is rotated by phi angle. Here theta and theta itself. So here it is theta and phi. So if you multiply this one, what you will get is cos theta cos phi. So multiply this cos theta cos phi minus sin theta sin phi. Here minus, if you take outside, sin theta cos phi plus cos theta sin phi. Here sin theta cos phi plus cos theta sin phi, and cos theta cos phi minus sin theta sin phi. So if you see that one, that will be cos a plus b, this is minus sin a plus b, so this is sin a plus b, sin cos a plus b. So what we have done is this is cos minus sin cos is actually rotation matrix. So rotation is of angle theta plus phi. So if you do by rotation theta and another rotation by phi angle, the total rotation is theta plus phi. So I can write it as a q of theta plus phi, or it is rotation by an angle theta and then by rotation by phi angle. Now what we have to do is rotate projection of a basis vector onto a theta line. So what we have to do is we have to consider a theta line, a line passing in an angle theta, and we have to project that one onto the x-axis. So we will go for the GeoGebra. So I am opening GeoGebra here, and I have two bases, right? So I will scroll up here. So I am drawing a line at an angle theta. Okay, so here y equal to mx. So m is the slope, so slope is tan theta, so tan theta x, that is what I have given. Now I am projecting a vector see here. So what I have done is the projection of u on this one is just like draw the a perpendicular from this one to the line. So what is the length of this one? So how to get the length of this one? I want a result as a vector, right, not as a scalar. I can find the length. Length is nothing but u1 cos theta, that will be 1 cos theta. So the projection length will be cos theta only, 1 into cos theta. But I don't want, I want it as a vector, means I want the coordinates of this one and this one. Here I have x as well as y coordinates are there. I want the x coordinate as well as y coordinate. So what we have to do is we have to consider a vector like this. Okay, I can call it as b, and another vector a. So this is a. So if a is projected on b, the length of this one will be a times cos theta, where theta is the angle between the a and b. So it is a times cos theta. Now this is the length of this vector, but I want the direction of this vector also. So direction is given in the direction of b. So what is the unit vector along b? It is nothing but vector b divided by mod b. So actually what I am getting is a cos theta into b divided by b, right? So that is what I am doing here. So we'll go back to our slide and see what happens. So we have to find the projection on theta line. So what I have to do is I have to unit vector along theta line is given by cos theta sin theta. We have seen this one. So vector projection of a on b, as I discussed here, it will be given by a cos theta into b by b mod b. Now what is a here? A is the unit vector along x axis, that is 1 0, and the mod of a is 1. And similarly what is b here? B is the unit vector cos theta sin theta, which is along the theta direction. So that we have seen, by rotating you will get the unit vector along the theta direction, and its magnitude is root of cos square theta plus sin square theta will be 1. So if this is the value, then projection of E1 as per this equation is given by, as per this equation, P projection is calculated mod A. Mod A will be 1 cos theta into b is cos theta sin theta divided by mod b is 1 again. So that will be nothing but cos theta sin theta. So that will be cos square theta cos theta sin theta. Okay. Similarly for projection of the second one E2, so projection of E2 will be PE2 equal to 1 cos 90 minus theta, because the angle, the remaining angle is, if the angle is theta here, the remaining angle is 90 minus theta. So 1 into cos 90 minus theta, so that will be sin theta into cos theta. So it can be written as sin theta cos theta by sin square theta. So we got the projections for the first and second bases. So we can generate the matrix P, which is nothing but cos, the first column is cos square theta sin theta cos theta, and the second column is projection of E2, that is sin theta cos theta sin square theta. So this is the matrix for projection. Okay, projection of angle. So we'll see this in linear GeoGebra together after discussing about reflection matrix. The properties of P has no inverse. If you see here, this will be cos square sin square theta. If you multiply this one also, that will be sin square theta cos square theta. So if you subtract, the determinant will become 0. So P is not existing. By definition also, there is no inverse for P. Projection is projecting onto a line. We cannot invert that operation. Okay. projection of projection on a theta line is the same. So once you project to one position, then that remains the same. So projection of projection is p square. So projecting one time and again projecting. So if you multiply that one, you can get like a cos square theta into sin square theta plus cos square theta, sin theta cos theta into sin square theta cos square theta. So what is sin square plus cos square? It is 1. So what you are getting is cos square theta here, sin theta cos theta, sin theta, which is nothing but the same p. So p square is equal to p. Projection of projection is projection itself. Now we'll go for matrix H. So instead of GeoGebra, I will show a demo here. Consider x and y axis, and you have a line at an angle theta. Okay, and you have a original matrix I. Okay, and I's projection, if I draw a perpendicular like this, so this matrix is projection. Okay, I'll write it as projection P, and if you the reflection, the distance between the original and the plane and plane to reflection will remain same. So if I consider this as x, this will be minus x, right, because they are in opposite direction. So this is in this direction, this is in this direction. So this point is actually reflection point. So I can call this vector from origin to that point as a reflection r. So this is P. Okay, I can write two vector sum equations. So this is a triangular law of addition. So I can say that I equal to P, this is P, and this is x. So P plus x. Okay, or x is equal to I minus P. Okay, that is x. Okay, done. Now I want the vector r, the coordinates of vector r. So r is equal to, from another triangle law of addition, r is equal to P minus x. Triangle, this one, and this is another vector. If triangles are added, the vectors are added as the sides of the third side will be the sum, right? So P minus x. Now substitute x here, so that will be P minus I minus that will become plus P, or it is nothing but 2P minus I. Okay, 2P minus I. So that is the vector we require. So that is what H is given as 2P minus I. So no need of deriving or from this one. So we know the matrix P and we know the matrix I. So H is given as 2 times cos square theta, sin theta cos theta, sin theta cos theta, sin square theta, minus I is 1 0 0 1. You will get 2 cos square theta minus 1, 2 sin theta cos theta, 2 sin theta cos theta, 2 sin square theta minus 1. So this is the matrix for reflection. So the properties of H is H inverse is equal to 1. H inverse is equal to H. You can identify from this one. Find the determinant. Determinant will be 1, and if you find the adjoint, that will remain same, because diagonal elements remain same. Only this one will change, so it remains the same. So another property is H square is equal to I. So that is nothing but reflection of reflection is original. You can try that one using the equation. H square is equal to 2P minus I. We have the relation H square is equal to, there should be a minus sign here. So 2P minus I whole square, that is nothing but 4P square minus 4P plus I. So what is P square? P square is equal to P, right? P square is equal to P. So 4P square minus 4P means 4P minus 4P. So 0 0 plus I is equal to I. So reflecting the reflection. So reflection of reflection will be original. You just like in mirror, if you see, you are the person original, your reflection is on the other side of mirror, and if you consider the reflection of that mirror is you yourself itself. So like that, h square is equal to I. So this is about the three matrices, general matrices for operation. Now we will see this one in GeoGebra. So we have GeoGebra here. So we will see the reflection as well as projection in GeoGebra. So I have taken a line y equal to x in y equal to mx. So with any slope with an angle theta, the theta angle. So I am projecting, I have generated the matrix P as we discussed earlier, cos square theta, sin theta, cos theta, sin theta, cos theta, sin square theta, and H also, H is 2P minus I, so that is also generated. Now I am considering a vector U3 is equal to 3, 4, some randomly taken vector. Now I have to see whether V3 is equal to P times U3 is the projection of U3 on the line, not on x-axis or y-axis, on the given line. So we'll see that one here. So if you can see here, the this one actually projects on U3, projects on the line, this one. Now if I change the angle theta, if I change the angle theta here, so I enable theta so that so if I change the angle theta, what happens? The line changes and the projection remains on the same line. So if you want to project any vector on any line, what you have to do is you have to multiply the vector P. Similarly, the next one is the reflection. So reflection, considering this one, the red line as the reference axis. So V4 is the reflection of U3. Now if I change the angle again, the reflection reference changes. See here, reflection is about the axis y equal to mx. So in the previous axis we have C1, it is the reflection was only about y equal to x. Now in this case it is any line y equal to mx, it does. So this is about reflection. So we'll see a problem now, how to do problems related to these matrices. So we have seen all the properties of H, and summarizing, q theta is equal to, so instead of cos theta sin theta I am just representing C. It is the easy method to remember. So C minus S, S C. P is equal to C square CS, CS is S square, and H is equal to, you can remember as 2P minus I, no need of remembering this expression. If you know P, you can generate H also. So that is about the summary. Now given a question, given x is equal to 3, 5, find t of x if t is, the first question is rotation by 30 degree, projection on a line at 45 degree, reflection across the line at 60 degree. So the y equal to mx line is at 45 degree and y is equal to mx line is 60 degree in the question B and C. So we'll see the first question. You have to find the q30 into x. So q30 is cos 30 minus sin 30 sin 30 cos 30 into 3,5. That will be 0.866 minus 0.5, 0.58 into 3,5. So if you can see that one, 0.098 and 5.83. So the next question, you have to find the projection px. So cos square 45 sin square 45. So x, the projection also at angle 45. So I have to consider theta as 45. So in the P matrix I have substituted 45 and multiply with the 3, 5. So you will get 4 and 4. And the angle t of x is hx is equal to 2 cos square 60 minus 1, 2 sin 60 cos 60, 2 sin 60 cos 60, 2 sin square 60 minus 1 into 3, 5. That will be 2.83 and 5.09. So only you have to identify what is the matrix and multiply the vector. So this is all about today's class.